outside there must be the clean, beautiful sound of rain.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do you notice something different about this episode? Something fuzzier, more out of focus, janky? Yes, this is Lateness of the Hour, Season 2, Episode 8. And the Twilight Zone is costing CBS too much money, so they have a solution to this. There's this new technology called videotape. And CBS decided to film 6 episodes of Season 2 on tape rather than 35mm. 35mm is very easy to upgrade. I have the DVDs, and these are ripped from the DVDs, so the quality looks great even today. But videotape is not as easy to upgrade unless you use something like AI. Even then, it still doesn't look as good as 35mm. And there's another problem with these episodes too. Well, they're shot more like stage plays because videotape technology was so new. This was released in 1960 that they couldn't really edit it. So there's a few cuts in this episode, but otherwise it's just shot like a stage play. And this is an episode that really suffers because of it. Lateness of the Hour, it's about a family that has a bunch of robots that wait on them hand and foot. And their daughter, Jaina, is getting tired of these robots and thinks that her parents are getting way too lazy. This is a good idea. The script is penned by Rod Serling. And there's even a moral and a twist at the end, but it really just does suffer because of this silly decision to film on tape in order to save money. And after this experiment of filming on tape for 6 episodes, CBS realized they didn't save any money. It didn't actually even matter because it was such a pain in the ass to edit. And it took them forever to shoot these episodes, and even still the quality is worse than 35mm ones. They just scrapped the idea. This one, Lateness of the Hour, Static, Whole Truth, Night of the Meek, 22, and Long Distance Call are all shot on tape. And while I haven't seen the rest of them, this is off to a bad start. So to demonstrate the quality differences between these episodes, here's Inger Stevens in her previous Twilight Zone episode, The Hitchhiker. See how much clearer it looks? See how much better it looks when it's shot on 35mm? And this is a screenshot from the last episode, Nick of Time with William Shatner. This makes a giant difference, especially now. If you're watching this in the 60s, everything would be a bit fuzzy because you're watching on a black and white TV from the 60s. But these are DVDs, gosh darn it. And man, does it look a lot worse. It also sounds worse as well. Are there some good parts about this episode? Yes, of course. I think the main actress does a great job. As someone who just wants to live a normal life, it doesn't want to be too pampered. This is obviously a rich family, but once again, because they could barely do any cuts, you really only see a fancy library and then some stairs. This would have been a great chance to actually show more of the house, show some exterior shots, have the robots act more like actual robots, since they are all just betrayed by people. We don't get any R2-D2 looking robots here, which I would always prefer, especially in the 50s and 60s. They had things like Robbie the Robot that, while they look goofy, are charming in a way, and I totally could have gone for that in this episode. Make something that looks weird, make something that looks janky, have him talk like this, I'm here to serve you. Also, the robots have no personalities. We don't really even get many of their names. It's just the butler, the cook, the masseuse. None of them have distinct personalities, and this just seems like a wasted effort. Jaina is played by Inger Stevens. She is quite nice to look at and pretty stacked for a girl in 1960. She was in one episode of The Twilight Zone previously, Season 1, Episode 16, The Hitchhiker, as Nan Adams. She was very pretty and had a great career going on. She was in The Farmer's Daughter for 101 episodes. As Katie Holstrom, the great Clint Eastwood movie Hang 'em High, very underrated. As Rachel Warren, The Buccaneer. But unfortunately, she ended her life in 1970 at the age of 35. Seems like she had a drug addiction, so beautiful but troubled. So she complains to her parents that these robots are doing too much for them and they need to start doing things for themselves. And then we get a twist at the end that I will spoil, where Jaina realizes that actually she is also a robot. You see, her parents weren't able to have kids, and so they created a daughter and implanted her with memories, because every robot has to have the correct function. The butler is simply a butler. He doesn't do anything more or anything less and never strays from his tasks. or asks any questions, and she is supposed to be the sensitive daughter. However, she starts complaining too much. Another example of when a robot starts becoming aware and thinking for themselves, and at the end, they realize she's too much of a hassle and turn her into a maid. The last 5 minutes are really good. It's a twist you don't see coming, since Jaina just seems like a regular daughter, and the moral story is more up in the air. Rod certainly does end with a closing narration, but it doesn't really tell you which way he's pointing with this moral. Is he trying to say that Jaina should just have been thankful that she was brought up in a rich family and shouldn't have complained as much? Is he saying that her parents really are just evil and they don't want anyone disagreeing with them? And if you do that, they're just going to turn you into a different type of robot? I got away from it that you should be thankful for what you have. It seems like her parents are retired anyways. Maybe they just want to relax and get a massage every once in a while. What's wrong with that? And another thing is, because none of the robots have distinct personalities, none of the robots do anything that's bad. And because we only get a one-room location and then a staircase a little later on, we only see the robots really give them massages and a butler bringing some drinks. They wanted to make the point that they're being waited on too much. The mother could have been getting ridiculous manicures and pedicures and in the office and being mean to the robots and telling them to do ridiculous things like dance for her or embarrass themselves. Then you would see that the parents are going a bit overboard with this power they have. But instead you just see them get massages. It's not a very good episode. I like the character of Jaina, but it's going to get a 4 out of 10. The beginning is a 2 or a 3, but the ending really does save it, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with this script. It just needed a better delivery system, and filming this on tape absolutely killed the potential of this episode to be anything but a bit below average. No interesting camera angles, no interesting cuts. They don't do that thing where they can zoom in on people's faces and you can see their expressions. No interesting locations, no action. Next up is Season 2, Episode 9, The Trouble with Templeton. And check out our playlist for the other series that we've covered. Thank you, and have a good night.